Another day, another Unreal Engine 5 port running like absolute shit, man. At this point, if you're surprised by this, if you're surprised by Borderlands 4 having bad performance, you just aren't paying attention. I really miss the days where devs actually cared about optimization because they realized that not everyone wants to buy a $2,000 PC to play at 60 frames a second. Some people may want to play on lower end PCs or laptops and still have an enjoyable experience. Well, if you're a Borderlands fan, you can throw that wish right out the fucking window, because Borderlands 4 has, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, I think the worst optimization I've seen this year. I've brought this point up as a little like tinfoil hat conspiracy in older videos. I've said that I think devs are making games that run like shit on purpose because they have under-the-table deals with Nvidia and AMD in order to sell hardware. At this point, I'm convinced that that is the case. Because there is no way that any developer that actually knows what the fuck they're doing when it comes to optimization can make games that run this poorly. Borderlands 4 is having problems on Steam. Borderlands 4 is struggling to achieve a positive reputation on Steam after hundreds of launch day players have reported problems with performance or even getting the game to load. Borderlands 4 has enjoyed generally favorable reviews among critics, yet its approval is currently below 50% among players on Steam.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
I mean, you gotta love modern gaming, dude. You just gotta sit there and you gotta hope and you gotta pray that your game actually launches. And the funniest part about all of this is it's gonna continue to stay this way until people put their foot down and say, okay, we're not buying any more games that run like shit, that are broken, etc. For players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, Borderlands 4's release is set for midnight on September 12th, but players on PC have been able to dive in a few hours early. While that may seem like a treat, many players have not been responding well, and the game is presently sitting at just 41% approval rating, with close to 1,200 responses logged. Now, I watched some videos of the performance on console, and for the most part, it seems to run okay. I know some sections are kinda shitty when it comes to the performance, but the performance on console is okay, unlike the performance on PC. I searched up some benchmarks, and I seen that the 4060 couldn't even hold an average of 60 FPS on 1080p high with DLSS on. That's fucking insane. Borderlands 4 on Steam faces major performance problems. Concurrent player counts for Borderlands 4 show its pre-release popularity, as the game registered more than 148,000 players on Steam just an hour after its launch. But with just a quick glimpse at fans' responses to the game on Steam, it is evident that Borderlands 4 is facing some major launch day issues, including graphical stuttering and low FPS counts. These reports have varied from player to player, but many have recorded FPS counts in the 50 to 55 range, even after switching to low graphical settings, and some have even seen the game running in the 20 to 30 FPS range. While some Steam reviewers have responded to these complaints by reporting that they have experienced no performance issues, runs fine on my rig, even some of the responses given the game a thumbs up have acknowledged that the game is not running at a quality up to their standards. Yeah, I mean, the 55 to 60 range is playable, especially if you're on controller, assuming you're not using frame generation, given this is a first-person shooter and input lag is important, but 20 to 30 is straight up unplayable for a first-person shooter unless you enjoy having your aim be absolute ass. But you see these obvious performance issues that exist, and you see these reviewers giving the game a perfect score. Like, it just feels so dishonest. How can you give a game a perfect score when you see obvious performance issues that should be taken into account? Players have a few different theories as to why the game is not running as smoothly on their PCs as they had hoped. The most popular suspected culprit behind the performance issues seems to be Borderlands 4's use of Unreal Engine 5. While the graphics engine has been praised for giving developers the ability to work with high-fidelity assets, it also has come under fire for allegedly influencing stuttering and other performance issues in games like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Lords of the Fallen, and Oblivion Remastered. Some others are suspicious of the de novo anti-tamper software that Borderlands 4 utilizes, the digital rights management software, which was confirmed to be included in Borderlands 4 just a few days before launch, serves the dual purpose of preventing both cheating and piracy, but it's also been criticized for reportedly slowing games down. That reputation has earned it the ire of many gamers, and games like Life Simulator and Enzi have removed de novo following complaints from their player communities. But now comes the best part of every video I make like this. We're gonna go over some fanboy defenses on Twitter for the god-awful performance of Borderlands 4. So Randy Pitchford here put out a tweet basically damage controlling the bad performance by showing off some guy using frame generation and shit. And Big Fry TV says, using frame generation as a crutch for performance is the worst part of this current generation of games. The Borderlands 4 performance is unacceptable for a AAA $70 release. Which I absolutely agree with this take, by the way. I'm tired of paying more money for games, paying more money in accessories, paying more money for online, paying more money for the consoles and graphics cards themselves, only for games to run worse and arguably look worse. But a fanboy comes down and says, Borderlands 4 is a great game from a great studio, let's shine the light at Nvidia, not 2K Games. What the fuck does Nvidia have to do with the games being optimized like shit? Nvidia didn't optimize the game. 2K / the Borderlands team / Gearbox did. Now I know they didn't all work on optimization, but they're all like a part of the process of putting the game out. Like, come on, man, I saw a video of a guy playing this at 1080p native at 20 FPS on a 4060. Then we have my favorite low IQ comment from the PC community, works great on my rig, fun game. I actually spoke to one of these people before on a poorly optimized game, and I found out they had a 4090, were using frame generation and DLSS at medium settings. These are the types of people leaving these comments. So next time you see a comment saying works fine on my rig, just know it's likely somebody playing with frame generation, DLSS, and low settings. The worst part of this generation of games is how people are more concerned with things like graphics and optimization than they are on the game itself. Well, Raven, have you ever considered that maybe some people don't enjoy a game as much when they're literally playing basically a Microsoft PowerPoint of that game? Whiny crap. I play with a 2080 Super with no problems at all. Once again, likely using upscaling and DLSS, telling people that there's no problems because he uses Band-Aid solutions. Like, dude, the optimization is out there for anyone to view on a YouTube video. Who the fuck do you think you're fooling? So, Synth Potato tweets out, major warning, Borderlands 4's performance on consoles is exactly what you'd expect from an open-world Unreal Engine 5 game. He then adds some more information down below, but I want to highlight this reply here by Christopher Hart. There is no satisfying, y'all. Game ran fine for me on PS5 with OLED. Literally zero issues so far. I absolutely hate these type of replies because you don't notice the problems, that's great. Like, enjoy the game, dude, nobody's stopping you. But don't get mad at other people that have higher standards that do notice these issues and want them fixed. Now, I don't even remember what tweet this was in reply to, but I know it was a Borderlands 4 tweet. Stop being poor. Frame gen fucks. You're right. Frame gen does fuck. It fucks up your reaction times because it adds more input delay, which in a first-person shooter is not really something that you want. We shouldn't have to use frame generation on top of the line cards to get decent performance. Like, it's insane to me that we can point out issues in a game and people will just throw band-aid solutions in your face as to excuse it, even though these games cost more than ever. But I really don't have much else to say. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Let me know what you think of Borderlands 4. Are you struggling with the performance? Do you notice the problems? Are you even buying the game? If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and I am out.